D, tell me a story.
Welcome to D's Story Corner, where you get the craziest stories I've had over the past decade. Stay till the end to get the golden nugget. Follow us, subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment on what you guys think of the stories. This is our mid-city duplex story. Anil and I found a deal on Redfin duplex, as we always do. We always use Redfin, by the way. And as soon as we saw it, we had our agent Autumn call up the other agent, say, hey, can we get a showing? We were the first ones to see the property. So we head over, boom, shooting our ride to mid-city. Met Autumn there, met the agent there who pulled in hot right on the driveway. And he was a character. He was a talkative guy. Bragging about his new car that he just got 3 days ago. And he was showing us the property. So we go into the first unit, small 2-bedroom, like 700 square feet home. Tenant just moved out. It was a wreck, it was a mess, but it was perfect for us, right? So we were like, okay, this unit's great. Then he says, hey, you know what, this second unit, it's a little bit messy, right? It hasn't been rented out for at least 10 to 15 years. It was a drug house, and there were a ton of dogs there. And he doesn't know the condition. His first time walking in. And I remember looking at Autumn. She said, peace out, guys. I'll wait for you guys outside. So we said, okay. We've been into a ton of crazy homes. Shouldn't be no thing. Let's go check it out. Agent opens the door, and he just starts powering through everything. And I'm following Anil. Anil is doing this Indiana Jones thing, opening up all the cobwebs, right? And looking through everywhere. I noticed things falling from the ceiling, bouncing from his shoulder to my shoulder, and I'm like, okay, whatever. The one thing I'm thinking is, don't step on any needles and don't touch any door handles, right? Those are the two cardinal things you gotta make sure you do. Crazy. And it's feces on the wall, right? Graffiti everywhere. It's crazy looking house. You get a kick out of all this, right? And then the other thing you don't do, two other things you don't do, you don't lift up the toilet seat. Whoever does that, you're gross. And you don't open the refrigerator if there's a refrigerator there, right? But as we're walking through the house, it's a mess, right? And it's small. And I remember Anil laughing, and all of a sudden, he starts jumping up and down saying, let's check the foundation. And I see him laughing, so I start jumping too. I'm like, foundation looks good. And then the realtor starts jumping up and down. He says, pretty good, right? And we said, let's get out of here. This house sucks. It's a mess, but it's a good duplex, right? As we're walking out, I looked down at Anil's shoes, and I noticed it looked like a ton of ants just crawling on his shoes. And then I think to myself, ants don't jump. Then I thought, these are fleas. They're all over Anil's shoes. And then I looked down at my shoes. I had some Vans on. It looked like I had checkered Vans, and they weren't even checkered. I started dusting off everything, and in my mind I'm thinking, why is the realtor jumping with us? He knew there were fleas in here. He knew it was messed up. That realtor doesn't even dust himself off. He jumps in his new ride and bounces. He says, call me later, right? I think he was embarrassed. But in his ride, for sure, there were fleas. And Autumn got so disgusted, I think she almost threw up. She went in her car and said, call me up later. Anil and I are just dusting off all the fleas everywhere you can think of. It got so bad when we pulled up, I opened my trunk, I had to take off my shirt. Anil took off his shirt. I took off my pants. I took off my socks. I took off my shoes first, and then dusting everything off, right? It was the craziest amount of fleas I've ever seen. The neighbors were probably looking at us like, what's happening with these guys? What are they doing? They must be on crack from the outside looking at us, just stripped down to our underwear. And then even when we got in the car, we had to stop a few blocks down the road, and I had to take everything off again and redust off and pull down my hair and throw everything out. Anil didn't have any hair, he just had a hat, so it was easier for him, but we had to redo this thing 2 to 3 times as we were driving. And it was just the most disgusting thing that we've done in a while. And the moral of the story is, don't jump up and down when you know you're on a concrete slab. Like, we knew the foundation was good, and we were messing around, and then that caused all the fleas to jump on us. You know? Don't do that. Don't mess around. So that's the mid-city story.